Hi, Paul Hefty. We want to talk about coaching styles research. What we want to do is look at two very successful coaching styles that are very different. And this will give us some quality research for you to see what are some desirable qualities of a coach, and then look at role model research and then application of this information and research to the design of your coaching style. Let's take a look. All right, there's different ways to be successful. And coaches are going to use and leaders very different styles, approaches, and different philosophies. When we go through this, I want you to take some notes, make some comparisons, and we'll do a workshop here that'll help you get started on the design of your coaching style. What we're going to do research on are two very successful wrestling coaches, college coaches, Tom Brands of Iowa and Kale Sanderson, head coach at Penn State. Um, You're going to see some interviews on Canvas here that will show a little bit of their style. And then also it's important to do the research on the coaches that coach them, those leaders, and where they came from, kind of their coaching tree, and you'll see some definite um, carryover with that also. What we want to do is define their style, their type, and then look at the strengths and weaknesses of both, and then that can help you start to design your own. On a personal level, I'm from the Midwest, grew up Iowa and Illinois, watching Iowa wrestling, and it's all a success with the Brands as a wrestler and his brother, and then as head coach and an assistant. And then Kale Sanderson, you'll see, has a unique tie to Iowa State within there as a wrestler, as a coach, and now here at Penn State, obviously. Let's take a look. All right, coaching style number one is Tom Brands, the University of Iowa. If you look, there's a link there for his Bio Go To athletic website. You're going to see he became the head coach in 2006, has won 4 NCAA titles, 6 Big Ten titles, and still counting. This was as of 2022. You can see an incredible career as a wrestler himself, 4-time All-American, 6-time national champ, and a gold medalist. Key point here, he wrestled under what's considered one of the legends of wrestling and wrestling coaches also, and that's Dan Gable. Was an assistant for him and wrestled for him. So you'll want to look at the bio of Dan Gable, and you'll start to see some similarities that Tom was able to take and lessons he learned from Dan and style and carried over into his coaching career. So here's some interviews. You can click on the links. The first one is from the University of Iowa, kind of what they call the Iowa way. It's sound bites. It's a great way to see kind of his philosophy and style. And then there's an interview here of him after dual victory, but still, again, very fiery, very emotional and strong style that he's got. It's real important, again, to study the whole bio and history and see where people came from, where they learned. And that's why you want to look at these videos. They're on Canvas as well as here on the slides of Dan Gable, so you understand just an incredible wrestling career himself and coaching career. And it's kind of the origin of the Iowa way. Coaching style number two then is Kale Sanderson here at Penn State University. He became the head coach in 2009, so 3 years later. Has won 8 NCAA titles, 6 Big Ten titles, and counting since 2022 also. Credible wrestler himself, 4-time All-American, 4-time national champ, and 4-time outstanding wrestler. He's the only person to ever do that. Gold medal in the Olympics. The incredible thing is he had an undefeated NCAA wrestling record, 159-0. Interestingly, Dan Gable, as a wrestler, lost 1 match his whole career, which was the last match of his college career. He wrestled at Iowa State for Bobby Douglas, and there's a link on Canvas to look at that. Just a great technician, great wrestler himself, but kind of a legend, with different styles that you'll see from Gable, but you'll see the carryover then to Sanderson. Get a sense for his demeanor and so forth. There's an interview and there's some different clips here, both on Canvas and here on links on the PowerPoint. Go ahead and see it's pretty true to his style as a wrestler, as a wrestling coach, and as a leader. All right, now that we've done some research on two very different styles, but two very successful coaches, you can see the one thing that comes out from both of them is transparent realism. They are who they are, and it fits their personality. So some desirable qualities of a coach, number one, are transparent realism. Let your human qualities show. You can see both of them, and I know this from personal experiences, have empathy for the individual athletes. They care about the individuals. They're concerned about them as a person and not just as an athlete. And then you can see they show their emotions in different ways, but again, they're able to show their emotions of anger, sorrow, and happiness. The key here is, again, to find some balance in everything you do and just make sure it's genuine. If something's funny, laugh. If it's a great victory, then show that emotion if that's what you feel and that's your personality. If you're the type of person that's pretty even keel, then make sure you're doing that consistently too. All right, so the research on coaching styles, make sure you also look at your leadership role model you picked at the beginning of the course, and a couple things with your homework. Go back and make sure you do the complete bio or the history of them. Understand who they work for, who they learn from, what were their influences, help shaping who they are as leaders. Look at a variety of styles and different leaders. Just like we've shown in the research, you can see there's many different ways to be successful. You want to look at the strengths of each of them and the weaknesses of each and learn what those are, and then you can apply what you've learned to the design of your own personal leadership style. Key here is make sure it fits you, fits your personality, but more importantly, it's who you want to be as a leader going forward. All right, finish up here with a workshop, and this is important to pause here or stop and actually do this and write these things down, because this is part of a team management assignment you're going to do with your portfolio. So number one, write down what coaching style that you prefer and why. If you were going to describe your coaching style, what is it? And do TRI for that. Give us a description of it in your own words, give a reference to support that, and then give a concrete illustration of how you're going to demonstrate that style with your athletes. Second part then, go ahead and take then the other two opposing styles from the three that we talked and do TRI for each of them to demonstrate you understand the different styles and the different strengths and weaknesses in those. Again, TRI then for your style, and then TRI for each of the two opposing styles also. Thanks.